Welcome to Center of Light Radio. I'm looking for you. And there you are, present. Are you present in this moment with me? I am doing everything I am to be present with you. Welcome to Center of Light Radio. Take off that seatbelt. In a car, you put the seatbelt on. In life, you take the seatbelt off and you jettison yourself to a beautiful possibility. That's what tonight's interview with my we're not going to use that word, longtime childhood friend I've not seen until a few months ago. Rosalyn Bourg. I remember her very well from South Terrebonne in Houma, Louisiana, way down the bayou. I left school at 16. I had enough of that matrix. I knew what I wanted. I wanted something creative. And here I sit before you today as a testimony that when you take on, no, it's not a taking on, it's not a challenge. Yeah, it is a challenge because you want to meet something. But when you get to a place in your life where you want to climb the mountain, yeah, it's definitely a challenge. 30-day tiger challenge. When you want to climb a mountain, a blind man once said, it does not require physical sight to climb a mountain. It requires vision. When you want that kind of fire, like you will experience here with my guest tonight, Rosalyn Bourg. I've come across her after many childhood years. And she's on this thing with a company called Heal. She's doing very well. It's not the same person I knew many years ago. We were just children then, but I know how the human condition is. And I'm glad to see her truly awakened. And she's pushing it to the hill. She wants more of that bowl of cereal. Welcome to Center of Light. My name is Keith Anthony Blanchard. I'm also called Yah-Navah. What is Yah-Navah? Yah is God. It's the all. It's the it of everything there can possibly be. Yah. Primordial sacred seed syllable sound. Yah. Heart, will, God. Na is the mind when we use it balanced. Reason. We make choices. We have free will. And the backbone, Va, is erect backbone for carrying out the wishes of the heart, the spiritual heart, the sacred heart, God, using the mind to make clear choices, and the backbone to do just that, to bring it into being. This is sort of what we're talking about tonight, to connect with something more powerful than you can maybe have ever imagined in your life. And if you're one who can imagine, it's actually beyond that. And when you get to that realization, it's beyond that. And when you get to that realization, it's beyond that. And you, my brother or sister, you are loved beyond measure. I will not be doing, as of tomorrow, it was supposed to start, sadly, beautiful reason, I'm sure. I just haven't unfolded it yet. The PCP course, Power, Connection, Purpose. 6-week, busts you wide open course. The people that signed up have retracted. I'm gonna address this tomorrow, so I want to give you a heads up. New book coming July 31st, 2020. 30 years. 30 years. Oh my God. Of my life went into this worldwide distribution, soon to be, and publishing. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. The sun, everything that we're looking for. The S-U-N, the sun, the light, the warmth. But also the S-O-N, the Christ, the Buddha, the Krishna, that which is beautiful in any religion. That which is important to everyone. And someone coming out of a dark night of the soul, crossing the bridge, going home. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I've been doing this for so long. I'm ready to cross that bridge. I'm crossing it spiritually. I got my toe in the water. I do. How do I know that? Because there is no effort, and I'm joyful all the time. And I do exactly what I want to do, when I want to do it, who with, and for however long. And I don't have to answer to anybody. That's called spiritual liberation. Welcome to Center of Light. Everyone, please share this to you all. Please go to centeroflightradio.com for all my work, all my years of creating everything I possibly can. YouTube.com, Look up Center of Light Radio. You'll see a link in this room. Notify me when Keith goes live. You can purchase my bestseller. And we're going to get down to some tiger business. My bestseller, The Divine Principle, Anchoring Heaven on Earth. My 8-year conversation with Spirit. It's a very prophetic book, and it's all happened. And it's all happening now. Check it out. Going to be right back. Some Lavender Soul. We're going to get my guest, my friend from many years ago. Powerful lady she is. Rosalyn Bourg. It's going to be on shortly. Stick around. Let me see what Lavender Soul. We're coming out with a new album. We're recording and writing the album now. My first recording session is going to be next week, maybe. I'm excited. Let's see what we have for a choice of a song. How about Love is Love by a friend of mine by the name of Peter Coyle. Very simple guy. Great song. Enjoy. See you shortly with my guest, Rosalyn Bourg. How about them Gators, y'all? Go down to Bayer. And so Peter Coyle's song is not there, so we're going to have Divine Lover. You and that special place that you really, truly want for everlasting bliss. Divine Lover. Call it what you like.
I will be with you always, until the end of time. You will never be alone. I am. All of my life, all of my days, I feel you there beside me. All of my lives, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just when, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just where, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know that it is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being. Deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life.
Welcome back to Center of Light Radio. All my beautiful people always know when I see your post in the stream or I think of you, the first thing I send you is a very small intention, but it's packed with one heaven of a punch. It is, you are loved beyond measure. You are loved beyond measure. That being said, I'm going to treat myself to a dear friend of mine. Back in the day, so much has happened since. We've all have grown. Let me tell you about my guest tonight. Rosalyn Bourg. We just call it a Tiger. For 15 years, tonight we're talking about it's time to heal. For 15 years, Rosalyn Bourg struggled to balance her blood sugars, stress, weight, depression, and fatigue. Then she found herself, obviously. Then she found an amazing company with wonderful products. But most importantly, a community of like-minded people working toward the same goals to help everyone returning to wholeness, body, mind, and spirit. I just posted all her information into the forum, and I want to hear it from my sister herself. Dear, it's been a long time. Welcome to Center of Light Radio.
Hey, Keith. Pleasure to be on.
What's up, you crazy coon ass? How you doing, sis? What's happening in your beautiful
Just
world?
Just fine.
Yeah.
100% Cajun. You know that. It doesn't matter where we live. We're still 100% Cajun.
I just got back a few weeks ago from going back down to Bay to do Lord see my dad.
Cool.
Yeah. You doing well, obviously.
Yes, I tell you what, my life has definitely taken a 180 turn, and I've got my life back, so I'm living again.
Before the inevitable soul contract with God day that Rosalyn is going to wake up in this life, what was it like for you the day before? What was your emotional space of? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel, or feel something coming on, or were you just in this dark? What was it for you, dear?
Well, like you just said, I struggled for 15 years to balance my blood sugar. So I always tell everybody my health was going nowhere fast. So I was losing hope, but God is faithful and just. And when he showed up with this perfect situation for me, there was light and there was life to be lived, because all of the doctors and the statistics were telling me that I was going to die young. I was going to die with diabetes. I was going to die of a heart attack. I was going to, all of the news that was coming in was so negative that I just thought I was doomed, until I found this great organization, great community, found these products that helped me to boost my immune system. And the rest is, like they say, history, because in doing so, it allowed me to have a better outlook, to be confident again, to find myself, to just to grow past.
What is this self? And seriously, and I'm asking this because I want to impart to those who are trying to get to a higher place, like you and I are achieving, and many people are. But what is this self you found? What does it feel like to be that self? Can you use words to describe it, which is somewhat a difficult challenge?
That is a difficult thing. Finding self was really finding purpose. The things that we're attacked with on a daily basis beat us down. And whether it's your health, wealth, love, happiness, faith, family, or fun, we all struggle in different areas of our life. And for me, finding purpose and knowing that there was hope gave me that vision to pursue more than what I was. And in finding, the tools in our lives help us tremendously, whether it's people or it's a product or it's a community. Those play a very important part in helping us to have hope, to move forward, to be the best you can possibly be. And
I totally agree. Those tools are no different than God made manifest, because God is saying, I'm providing you with something that had to have come from me, otherwise it couldn't be there. And so it's a physical manifestation of God's grace that you actually implement in your life, and life gets better. You might not, you may be one who doesn't need tools. You may be one who needs lots of tools, but it's all grace.
absolutely, God's grace. And, lots of people look at diabetes as a curse. I look at it as a blessing because of the things that I endured in my past, the things that I was, uh, because I got diabetes, it really helped me to dig deeper as far as health wise, finding God again, my faith being restored, that hope being recultivated, gave me what I needed to move forward. And in finding that, it's absolutely priceless, because so many people don't have that. And it doesn't really matter if you have family that's supporting you or not. When you find God, that is just something that's absolutely amazing to help you, to give you that hope to move forward.
And many people have asked me that very question, actually, Tiger, if I may call you, or Rosalind. They've asked me that question, and that question is, well, how do you find God, and which one do you believe in? I'm saying, well, how many is there? There's only one. You can call a rabbit here in America a rabbit. In France, they call it something completely different. It doesn't mean it's not a rabbit. And so I can't tell you what it looks like, and I can't tell you how to get there. I can only share the wisdom with what I know feels like resonates with me and makes me light up on fire to be the best possible human being I can do. Now, what you can decipher out of that and use for yourself, by all means, I'm turning up the fire, jump in it with me. But nobody can just tell you that it's going to be here, it's going to be there, this is what it looks like, because, you ask a brand new mom what God looks like, and she'll tell you the baby I just birthed. I mean, so how do we begin to describe what it's like, the struggles or the trials, but also the the grace and the blessings for everyone, what reality is? And are you this motivated every day when you wake up, or do you have to have a couple of coffee? Do you have to, in other words, do you have to engage, or do you just wake up ripping and ready to go? I know the answer. You're
Well,
ready to go, aren't you?
I don't drink coffee, so it's not a coffee fix. The thing that gets me going is every day is a new day full of new possibilities. And now that I have my life back, because of the tools God put in my life, because of the people God put in my life, I've been able to change the destination of my life. Because what I was being told before, I was going nowhere fast, absolutely nowhere. I was doing nothing. And now that I've got the hope, I've got the tools, that I'm able to move forward. What gets me out of bed in the morning is just knowing that, hey, it's a new day. I walk into my bathroom and I've got these sayings written all over my mirror to, every day and every way I'm getting better and better. What's my why? What am I going to do to change my situation today? How am I going to do it? Who am I going to impact? So those things that I have written on my mirror fire me up to keep on going and to get on out and to help as many people as I possibly can, because I know the struggles that I went through, and finding something that's going to help me. And the number one thing that helped me was boosting my immune system. So the first thing I do is I go in, I drink my water, because the 30-day Tiger Challenge is all about 6 simple things. We boost our immune system, we stay hydrated, we get on out and move for at least 15 minutes, eliminate the negativity, journal your dreams and your goals is so important, and we share our progress. And that's how simple it was for me to get started. Boosting my immune system helped me to balance my blood sugars, which helped me to feel better, have more energy to get on out and start moving. And when I started moving, you know me, ST Gators, athlete of the year. I got it twice. But you got to train every day. You got to remember what God has given you every single morning. You wake up, you pray, you thank God for the things you have, you go through your routine, go in the bathroom. I see all these sayings all over my mirror, and just get going. And I'm fired up every morning. I'm like, let's go. It's time to start moving. It's time to start
You're
moving. Here
fired
we
up
go.
right now. It's obvious. I love it. And it's just like me, Tiger. When I get in this space, there's something that begins to burn inside. And it begins to consume you, and it's like you don't ever want out, but sometimes we got to step out of the fire and get back to the life we came here to live. I mean, but it's like we can cross that bridge, heaven on earth. We can be in both places. We can bilocate. But sometimes when that fire, I don't know about you, but when that fire gets it going in me, I just want to stay in it.
I mean, and it's contagious because, you start your day fired up. Guess what? Everybody around you is going to be in a great mood. They're going to be all fired up. They're going to be ready to go. And that's the energy that I wake up with. I get going. Like I said, sometimes I listen to something. Sometimes it's right before I go to bed. I listen to something so that whenever I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to address it, what I'm going to share with people, what part of my life has been impacted. And you can rest assured tomorrow I'm going to be talking about this program, Center of Light, and what we shared here, the connections that we reconnected, like you said, after so many years of us being out, growing up, living life. I owned a bakery for 10 years, B&D Bakery, home of Louisiana, family business. We were in business for 30 years. So, I was hooked on sweets. Little did I know I was going to be the 1% in my family that would get diabetes. So looking back and using what I learned in the past and bringing it into the future right now, the present, should I say, because the present is all we have. We only have right now. So what I do right now, I don't want to waste a minute. I don't want to change anything. I don't want to lose anything along the way. Now that I've got my life back, I'm fired up. I'm ready to share. I'm ready to go. I want everybody to come along with me. And if you don't know what I'm doing, just come. You'll figure it out. You'll find out because
There's no turning back, is there? There's no turning back for you, is there?
No. There's absolutely. You can tell me about my past, and we all got a past. Some things we did we was proud of. Some things we're not so proud of. Now that we're adults. But ain't nobody can stop me now because I'm ready. I'm moving. I've lost a lot of weight, which absolutely makes you feel better about yourself. Talking about the things that I struggled with in the past. I struggled with stress. I mean, I owned a business for 10 years. I struggled with my weight. I struggled with self-esteem and confidence. Struggled with balance my blood sugars for 15 years. I mean, it's 20 years I'm out of the bakery business, and this found me 5 years later. So in all of those struggles, I have to keep on moving forward. Now that, for 15 years, I wasn't Tiger. It was hard for me to do anything. And, in finding myself and finding God and finding this community, people that's going to support you along the way, and products to help you feel better, to feel younger, to be able to get out of your own way and let God have his way in your life has just awesome. It's just been amazing. And that's why every day, it doesn't matter if I have 5 people watching me or 100 people or 200 or whatever. I'm going to do what God wants me to do today. And I know God is going to speak to that one person or those 100 people and motivate them to do something different than what they're doing today. Or should I say yesterday? Because that's one of my missions. That's one of my mottos is to do 1% more today than you did yesterday. That's my challenge every morning is to challenge everybody to do just a little bit more today than you did yesterday. That's how I got started on my heal journey, was just getting on out. When I first started, I could only walk 5 houses down the street and 5 houses back. But you know what? I did it. I got started. The next day, I went a little bit further, came back, went a little bit further. And it was because of my health, physical, My lower back, my hip, my weight, everything played a part in it. My diabetes. Um, you don't always feel like doing stuff whenever you're sick. So when I started to feel better and going 5 houses and back and keep on, motivating myself. Okay, I'm feeling great. I can't stop. I can't stop. Everybody was like, you don't have to do that every day. I went, you don't understand. I have to do it every day. Because if I stop, I'm afraid I'm not going to get started again. So my health was important because God's got a plan for me. He's got a purpose. He's got a mission, and I have to be healthy to be able to pursue it and to share it. And that's why I'm always so fired up, because I know where I've been and I know where I'm going. I didn't always know that, but I know that my purpose is a daily purpose to motivate and to encourage people who are going through the same things, but need that extra boost to go out and do it. And that's why it's 30-day target challenge. It's 6 simple things we do. Just because they're simple doesn't mean it's easy.
Tiger, let's hold right there. When we come back, I would love to talk about that if you want to share how much you want, but also for you to start telling our audience and educate me today as well. Today I watched the presentation with Steve Munford. I enjoyed it.
Stephen Munson.
Munson. I really enjoyed it. So can we come back and we talk about those 6 things, as well as the HEAL program that you're so fired up about?
Absolutely.
Everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchard, the Center of Light Radio. I have another guest coming on Thursday. I'm just behind schedule. Lots happening. Going to be right back with my guest, my sister, who is stepping into the fire. Step into the divine fire. It lives inside of you. You're already in it. Why not be in it consciously? When you do, you begin to awaken. When you begin to awaken, you begin to see. Suddenly through the silence, shh, be still and know. Suddenly through the silence, the new world appears. Always remember that. Hashtag, suddenly through the silence, stopping the mind, the monkey, the yammering of the world, the noise in the world. When you stop all that, suddenly through the silence, the new world will appear, and God will say, I've been waiting here forever. And it's all your choice.
Remember that all
Amen.
things are possible. You must choose to be accountable,
All right.
responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
rise above and look at your life, and you see the life you live. Can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that at your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will, what don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a choice.
Welcome back to Sutra of Light Radio. Good to see you. Yo, are you in the flow? It's the only place you will grow. You are already in the moving stream of consciousness, love, and light that holds everything together. Always has, is now, and forever. So you are living in forever land. Are you aware of the motion, the emotion? Are you draping yourself with divine lotion? Are you getting in there and doing what you got to do to make your life joyful? It's really a simple question. Get busy living and get busy dying. Center of Light tonight, we're talking to my friend Rosalyn Bourg, all the way from South Louisiana, just like me right there. What's up, baby girl? You having a good time?
What's up, Keith, man?
You having a good time? Right? What else is there to do?
Absolutely.
What else is there to do? Tell me about these 6 models or these 6 spiritual nuggets you got, as well as let me know a little more and the audience about your wonderful salvation called Heal.
You know, the 30-day Tiger Challenge actually came about because I was doing a live every day. And the CEO of Heal, the company that I speak about, Stephen Munson, he said, you know, I think I had 12 days to put this group together on Facebook. And he had, we kind of messed around with about 5 simple things that I was going to talk about, because that's what I talked about in my lives before I started the 30-day Tiger Challenge. So I was probably 10 months into doing lives. And today is 590 days that I have started to get out and move daily. And that is what the 30-day Tiger Challenge was about getting on out and moving daily, making a difference, 1% of a difference in your life today than yesterday. The easy challenge. And the number one thing that got me started was boosting my immune system. We have some awesome products that help you to balance your immune system. Your immune system is the number one defense to anything to keep your body healthy. So that is where I started. That's the number one thing that I talk about, because if your immune system is boosted and balanced, then you live a healthy life. Secondly, every cell in your body needs hydration. So hydration was the number 2. It was drinking a gallon of water a day, or half your weight in ounces, because your body needs the hydration first thing in the morning, as well as all day long, in order for every cell in your body to perform the way that it needs to. Thirdly, was getting on out and moving for at least 15 minutes, because when I started, I could only walk 5 houses down the street and 5 houses back. So I was really doing like 5 minutes at a time. And then doing, I have this little trampoline that I would do some rebounding on. Then I would do 5 minutes on that. And then later on at night, after I would eat, I would do something else. So it was a small thing that whenever I got started, I would do. And that's where I think a lot of people come into this problem of, if I'm going to change my health and I'm going to change my routine and I'm going to get on out and I'm going to work out, they think that they have to do a 45-minute workout. I mean, come on, let's be honest. If I did a 45-minute workout when I first got started, I never would have got on out and done another day. I would have quit. So I designed something that worked for me to help everybody else that struggles in the same areas I did. You know, you may not be able to walk. You may not be able to, I mean, you may not be able to exercise, period. But you can get on out and you can do something for 15 minutes a day. And that's where that originated from. Of course, now I'm able to play pickleball. I'm able to do Zumba. I'm able to go bowling again like I hadn't bowled in forever. You know, all of these different things, the new pickleball game that's come about. I'm just totally fascinated with it. And I'm tickled to death that I get to go on out and compete again like I did in high school. But that was part of what got me started. And the fourth thing was eliminating negativity, because lots of people bring this negative energy, like you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to do this, you got, you know, and it's like, no, I have to do what works for me, and I have to eliminate the negativity in my life. And that's where Heal has played such a big part, because we have a leadership program that helps us to grow daily, to focus on an energy. I mean, of course, God is first, and everything else comes into place afterwards. Because when you refocus your life and you eliminate all of the negativity and the junk that's going on in this world, and you focus in on God, God is going to bring you and give you what you need. And journaling our dreams and our goals, so important, because so many times we don't even think about why we get out of bed in the morning. We don't think about what I want to do today and why I want to do it. Why is it so important? Sometimes we just do instead of doing something with a purpose. What is the purpose behind it? Why do you want to do that? What drives you? What puts you on out there to keep on moving? And the things that work, you know, I talk about journaling, because whenever you journal your dreams and your goals, whether it's your dreams and your goals, your plan for tomorrow, your plans for your meal preps, your plans for whatever it is. You know, when I first started, I would journal everything I ate, because, and it sounds funny, but it's important, because when I got hung up on something and I started feeling a little sluggish, well, what did I eat? I focused in on my food, on my journal, on my thing. You know, what did I do yesterday? What can I do tomorrow? Where am I going? It's always it's a book that I can rely on to go back and see what I did, what was working, what didn't work, and just writing down your thoughts and your dreams and everything out, getting everything out of your mind and onto paper, so that you can connect back with yourself. Because on a daily basis, so many things come into our lives, good, bad, negative. It comes into our lives, and we have to have a place to get rid of it, whether it's good or bad, a place that we can put it on paper, get it out of our mind, and focus on God. Focus on what God has for us right now. And the last thing is to share. I had been sharing my experience, sharing my journey, my heal journey, sharing with people my story. Everybody's got a story, whether you realize how important it is or not. Lots of people are like, well, I can't do what you're doing. Maybe not. You know, I can't do what my CEO does. I can't do what a lot of my mentors do. But you know what? I can do Roz. I can do Tiger. This is me. I'm doing me. I'm sharing my story. Lots of people relate to it. Lots of people are going through the same thing I'm going through. And I just never realized it. So that's where it all just comes in, you know, those 6 simple things of getting on out and moving and taking control of your life, and God being at number 1, leading you and guiding you in the direction that He has for you.
I follow those models every day. I've been doing it so long, I don't even think about those models anymore. I've integrated them. But one thing I do remember that came to heart when you were saying, I think number 3, mine was as like an inner calisthenic versus an outer calisthenic as opposed to yours. Mine was all inner. God, it's in there somewhere. And so I'm going to go in there and start finding it and looking for it. And so I started off just simply meditating 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, just to get kind of used to this funky place I've never been before. Okay, there's nothing in here going to get me except my own mind. And I started meditating more and more. And then I would do it twice a day. And then I moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and then I would meditate 3 times a day, every day. I would meditate 3 times a day, every day. And I did this for a few months. And boy, things were just happening in such a big burst of light kind of way. It was really, really tough for me to keep up and in sync with all that it was tripping me. So I had to turn the gas down. But now, like you, I got my foot on the pedal, and we can't turn it up any faster, at least in this moment. But I'm working on it. I'm working on revving up that old Ferrari spiritual engine, because if what I have in my life presently is just a small taste, wow, I'm ready for the whole cake. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, you never know what God truly has for you unless you put yourself out there and you allow yourself to be guided by him, not by everybody else around you, the circumstances, the things,
Let me ask you this, Tiger. How would you suggest for our listening audience, how does one find guidance when the connection is saying, I've been trying to call you, you're just not answering the phone? How do they know when that voice is speaking? What are some definite signs that they're being spoken to, that if they answer the call, they can start to move forward?
For me, I mean, I don't know what it'll take for everybody else, but for me is, when you just shut out all of the other noise, and you're just speaking with God and you're asking him for his guidance, and there's a peace that comes over you when you start moving in that direction, because there's a peace that, it says peace that passes all understanding. I mean, there's a peace that comes that no matter what anybody says or anybody does, or anybody says, well, for instance, you shouldn't be working out every day. You're right. But not for me.
You're right. Who was the famous car inventor, Ford? He said that if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right.
It's true. And, if you let everybody dictate to you what you can't do, then it's just the enemy coming in to stop you from doing what God wants you to do.
It's following the wrong religion. Because if you believe what people religiously tell you what to do, and they become your deity as to why whatever they speak, you're going, yes, master, yes, master. You are living said religion. If the religion is named John or Jill Doe, you're following Jill Doeism.
That's true.
You have to be steadfast on what you want, what you are. You can't get what you want until you understand it's you. It's part of you. In fact, it's every part of you. I always say, Tiger, that joy is evidence of the presence of God. So if you have no joy in your life in this aspect, you are not recognizing Creator in that aspect of your life. So what do? You follow the model that you just laid out, Ros, for everyone, which is, how do I know when I'm unity, when I'm in unity with Creator? God's always talking. Well, actually, we're always talking. But the conversation goes up and down the Baya. You just got to have a good trouble. And so when we understand the language that's being spoken, you begin to feel joyful. It's a peace beyond understanding. Well, we can't describe it to you. It's this thing that assures you that forever something has been with you, and we're just starting to feel it by our intentions of wanting it. I want that. And so because of my want for it, it simply says, I'm not giving you anything. You're just making yourself available to that which has always been there. Would you agree with that? Right?
Because what you speak is what comes into existence. If you're speaking that you can't have something, that you're not going to get it. But if you believe that you absolutely deserve it, you believe it, you're moving towards it. This is what God wants for me. God wants us to walk in his abundance. Just like God's always there for us to speak to him. We just have to acknowledge and reach out and converse with him, because he knows the desires of our heart, but we don't believe the desires of our heart. We have to keep on believing and confessing what it is that we want, and stop confessing what you say you can't have, or you're not good enough, or you're never going to be that person or like that person. If you say it, like you said, whatever you say, you're going to believe. If you believe it, there you have it. So if you believe you have not, you have not. If you believe you do have, you have. So,
I always say, Tiger, that if God is everything, it's the all of everything. If you don't understand, if we can't understand our finite, puny little self fully, because we haven't, we can never understand the majesty and the royal and the regal. We just can't do it. So we have to fully understand what this is. What is this? We call it Keith. We call it Tiger. We call it you. That's not what you are. In fact, what you are literally is a manifestation of the light. Well, how is that? Well, in order for people to see you in your body, you are radiating light. Otherwise, you would be visible. So this light phenomena is keeping you corporeal. It's keeping you in dialogue to where you have connection with your soul. At least enough, even if it's just to breathe in and out every day, to have a 9-to-5 job, to eat food, make love to the wife, and go to work. There's no way you're not connected to the source of all that is. And so I always say, Tiger, that whatever, and we're talking about speaking things into existence, or at least believing them, because when you believe something, then you begin to say it, is that whatever God you believe in is how you treat the world. If you believe in a punishing God, then you believe people should be punished. If you believe that, I'm going to be broke, then you believe in a non-abundant creator. There is no escape from this dynamic. And I'm sure you are starting to, in fact, you just spoke it. You just said, whatever you are thinking about or not saying or saying too much of, the tapestry we call creation is happening to you because it loves you, because you ask for something, even if it's something you really don't want. Because it loves you, says, sure, my child, you can have it. I want to be broke. Well, sure, my child, you can have abundance of being broke. It's not rocket science.
that's true. I mean, you don't have to pray for abundance. Abundance is here. You just have to believe that it's there for you. And not to be stealing, but to be walking in God's abundance and in his mercy and grace, that he has blessed us beyond measure. And most of us don't even see it. And that's where I think we miss it. And, being a part of HEAL has helped me to redefine those areas because of the program, because of the leadership, because of the community. Sure, the products are great. The content is great, but it's all about community. When you surround yourself with a community of people, like-minded people that are there to help you, to support you, to be with you, to, that you can honestly talk with.
That's called church.
Religion.
It's called church.
No matter if it, they believe in the same things that you do, or the same creator, which I would hope they do. But no matter what walk of life, where you've been or where you're going, we all want to be successful. We all plan to be successful. We don't plan to be broke. We don't plan to be hit by an illness that is life-threatening. We don't plan on those things. They happen. But God has given us tools to help us to overcome that. And if we keep our temple clean and boosted and energized and pure, God is going to see us through any tragedy, any illness, any situation. And it's because we believe. We believe in something better. God has something better for us than what we're thinking. Get rid of the stinking thinking And you can be blessed tomorrow. You can be blessed right now. You are blessed. And lots of us think that it's material things, and it's really not. It's about an inner peace, an inner being that, God created us in his image. And we choose not to walk in that, because we're not really sure of what it actually is. But it's important for us to know that there are communities of people that are there to support you. But if you hide underneath a rock, nobody's going to see it. You put that flashlight in a basket, nobody's going to see it. That's not what God wants for us. He wants us to get on out. He wants us to shine. He wants us to share what God has given us to help people, to love one another, to walk alongside each other.
Tiger, I always say that one thing, everyone listen to me very carefully. Don't ever talk about your illness to social media. Not because I'm worried what people think about it. That's not it at all. When you say, where are my prayer warriors? You automatically get everyone in your tribe to say, hyper-focus. Hyper-focusing on what you are calling a problem as to why you're saying prayer warriors. And what begins to happen is, if you want to build a house and you have 5 people building a house, it takes that long. You get 20 people to help build your house, it takes that long. So when you get this mass consciousness power of people believing you that you got cancer because that's what they told you, what happens is all this focused energy becomes manifested. Be careful what you're asking for, because everyone that reads your post that is filled with angst and worry support you in the religion of angst and worry. You need to be very, very careful about agreeing, confessing that I'm sick. Be careful. Tiger, your thoughts about that, dear?
Like I said, sometimes it can be a blessing, but lots of times it's not, because whatever you put out into the earth, out into the world, you're going to be attacked on it. And yes, I agree with you on, by speaking, I need my prayer warriors to address this. That's not me. I'm not going to be the one that's going to say, hey, man, I got a problem. I need y'all to pray. Because I know that God's going to take care of me. But sometimes we do need a positive affirmation from people. And I don't think, calling on prayer warriors is what it is, what it's all about. Because what's done in secret is going to be shouted from the rooftop. God's...
Yeah, my thought is, if you're going to write something and ask for something, depending on your level of clarity in the statement you make, you will receive response to that level of clarity. So if you're asking with fear, worry, and angst, people are going to plug into the pool. If you're saying from a very clear space, everyone, join me in holding, whatever it is that comes from a space of being clear, then God says, here you go. The infinite wishing tree grants all wishes. All wishes. Tiger, we are at the end of our show. I really enjoyed my time with you. Would you like to leave us with a closing idea, thought, mantra, affirmation, something we can all apply in our life that we can make us shine 1% better tomorrow?
Well, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And that is part of my message, because we all set out to be 1% better today than we were yesterday. And in the Heal community, we have this saying that really resonates, and it's time to heal. Every second, every minute, every hour, and every day. And it's on you.
Carl Laperoux says, what you think about, you bring about. He's in the room.
Amen.
What's up, C?
Love you, Carl.
Everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchard Tiger, thank you for joining me here on Center of Light Radio. Keep me posted what's happening in your world. Keep that fire glowing, girl.
All right, man. Nice being with you. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate you.
Anything you need,
and
keep
we're going to
posted.
chat more soon.
I love it. I love it. Everyone, Tiger, Rosalyn Bourg, dear friend from some time back, Center of Light Radio, my brohams, sisters, and brothers. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. Remember, you're loved beyond measure. Well, how far is that? You've already shortened. You already shortened your destiny. It's not something you can think about. Well, if I'm loved beyond measure, it has to be. You're already thinking. Stop. So what do? You don't do anything. Just accept this grace that wants to fall on your face and replace everything that is not keeping you in a spiritual, high-level space of joy, bliss, light. Explode, my friend. You are spiritual dynamite. Center of Light Radio, Keith Anthony Blanchard. I got lots coming. Always. I'm always a thanking. Just know you're loved beyond measure. I'll be seeing you really soon.
Are we still on?